Welcome to the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast.
Hello, everyone. This is Jarvis Escott with What's Happening Birmingham. Today, I am here with the ladies of GirlTrek. Ladies, how are you doing today?
We're doing fine.
Great.
Great. So I'm not sure how the Zoom video is going to look as we're recording it. But before we start off, name introduction. I guess starting with you, Chastity.
Hello, I'm Chastity Muncure from here in Mississippi, serving our South as best as I can, walking and moving.
All right.
And
I guess I'll go next. I am Cynthia Thompson. I am the VP of Organizing for GirlTrek, and I am basically covering our entire Southern strategy right now, all of the states in our Southern region, and happy to be here today.
Hey everyone, my name is Renata. I am a GirlTrekker out of Atlanta. I am part of this amazing Southern team, and I serve as our regional field director covering Georgia, the Carolinas, and the DMV. I also serve as our training specialist for the GirlTrek organization.
last but not least, my fellow Blazer.
Hey everybody, my name is Forte. I am a field director for GirlTrek. I am privileged to serve primarily for the Alabama Black Belt. I also cover the state of Florida and Tennessee, but I'm right here in Metro Birmingham, and you gotta add Go Blazers.
Yes. So I loved Forte was the last person because a couple weeks ago she kind of told me about what she's been up to and this organization she's working with. And I was like, this is great and love to bring you all on. So I guess the first question, which you already told me what the organization is about, whoever want to answer this. So what is GirlTrek and how was it started?
So GirlTrek is the largest national public health organization for African-American women and girls in the country, serving African-American women and girls, encouraging them to reclaim their own health, inspire their daughters, and reclaim the streets of their neighborhoods simply by walking 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week. It was created by two friends, Morgan and Vanessa, about over 10 years ago, really primarily about 12 years ago, but we say 10 years ago, because that's when we actually got other organizers actually on the street movement, myself being one of them, moving in the streets of across the country to go back into our communities and into our neighborhoods and walking to encourage our other community members to get out and walk with us. And that's basically what it is. Our goal right now is to increase the life expectancy of all Black women by 10 years over the next 10 years. We had a goal when we started back in 2012 to increase life. We had a goal to reach 1 million women. Right now, we are approximately 1.3 million women strong, and our goal is to increase the life expectancy of all Black women.
Wow, that's wonderful. I remember you telling me about this. Two people just decided to walk one day, and they just kind of kicked off. So with that being said, my next question, I'll probably pull it back up again. I have. How'd you all get involved with the organization?
So basically, we are just word of mouth. GirlTrek goes, we follow the Tubman doctrine. One woman decides to save herself and basically start walking, and then go out and get a friend. So Morgan and Vanessa, they started with their family and friends. They started with themselves first, right? Then they started with their family and friends, go out, and then they expanded their circle for so forth and so on, then their community. Well, from their community, somehow, some way, that those original trailblazers reached me. I don't know how. Somebody, it was one lady, Vonda Vaz from North Carolina, on my Facebook page, inboxed me, and she's like, have you ever heard of GirlTrek? I was like, no. She introduced me to the organization, and I was like hooked from the very beginning. And I started walking with them, and then they put a call out for volunteers that wanted to change their communities, that wanted to change their neighborhoods, their cities. And I applied to become a city rep for Jackson, Mississippi. And that was back in 2013. I was the first city rep for Jackson, Mississippi. And I basically changed my city. We became the city of the year in 2015 and in 2016 and so forth and so on. The rest is basically history. And here we are, with this whole team of women right now that are blazing trails, that are still changing their communities because they go one by one, because they feel they're important enough to go out changing their own lives, their own families' lives, and then their whole neighborhoods and communities, one walk at a time, starting walking teams, walking communities, and it all starts with a walk, but it doesn't end there because they change everything about their whole everything.
So Jarvis, to add even more, I'll share my story. How did I get involved with GirlTrek? And I know Chastity and Renata each have interesting perspectives. I was introduced to GirlTrek about 2 years ago from a student, Black History Boot Camp. She sent me the email and I signed up and I joined. And that was 2 years ago. Last year, I went to the first ever national member roll call meeting in Montgomery, Alabama at Bricklayers Hall, which is the southern headquarters for GirlTrek. And I fell in love, and I said, I want to help out with this movement and help do what I can to make our community better. So that's how I actually got involved with GirlTrek.
Yeah, so my mother, she found an article about GirlTrek in Heart and Soul magazine way back in like 2014, 2015. She sent it to me. I had just moved to Atlanta, part of a military family, and so we moved around a lot. I landed in Atlanta. I didn't really know too many people, but my passions and my joys and GirlTrek is a joyful organization. So one of the things that brings me joy is getting outside. And there's this rumor that I keep hearing that Black women don't hike, Black women don't like outside, and Black women don't like to exercise, and none of it's true. And so me finding GirlTrek gave me that sisterhood, that community, that connection with women who do enjoy those types of things. And so I joined GirlTrek in 2015. GirlTrek is a primarily volunteer-led organization. And so I was a volunteer for 10 years. I joined the national staff just about 6 months ago now. But I've been a part of this GirlTrek movement, GirlTrek lifestyle for over 10 years now, just as a volunteer and getting out in various capacities, whether that's inviting individuals to walk with me or helping to organize citywide walks, events, movements. We've gotten together and done things like a day on the lake. We've done things like just go bowling, go roller skating, something to encourage physical activity, 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week.
So that leads me, Chastity, I'm sorry.
You're fine. So similar to Renata, my mom is who introduced me to GirlTrek. She started walking, actually one of our cousins in Atlanta reached out to her and was like, have you heard about this group? They're walking, I'm walking with them. And so it kind of transferred over to us. So we started walking together, and it came up the whole family engagement moment where my dad walks with my mom, like all of us would just continue to walk together, where it has created the dynamic of what GirlTrek is about. Changing the woman, starting with the woman, but changing the whole family and then moving into our community. And so that about 10 years ago. So same just like Renata, I've just been walking. I'm a trekker. Before I was ever a national team member, I've been moving with GirlTrek.
Yeah, and I'm glad you asked that, because my next question was going to be, I know, it's a star organization, say, of course, GirlTrek, just for women, but can everybody participate? Is there a cost for this?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Everybody can participate because it's walking, it's your health, it is free, it's outdoors, it is basically we encouraging anyone and everyone. We love our allies. But that's what we call anyone that is not a Black woman. Our supporters. My husband, as a matter of fact, he made my heart happy because he walked in the other morning with his shirt that he made himself that says I am a GirlTrek supporter, meaning I love the movement. He loves the GirlTrek movement, meaning, you know, he loves me, so he loves what I do, and he has to, you know, he supports me in what I do, and we love people and people that support us in what we do, and they want us healthy, and so they walk with us to help us to be healthy. They want to be healthy. So yes, people can walk with us. And the only parts that are private for us as an organization are our Facebook pages. We just don't allow men on the pages. That's it. Our groups, our groups, the Facebook groups. We don't allow men on the groups pages, and that's just to allow a real safe space for women. Okay, for women, and then, you know, for Black women in particular, we target Black women because we are the fastest, highest group of the highest percentage group of women that are dying the fastest rates than any other group of women or any other group of people, I should say, including men, our Asian counterparts, our white counterparts, anybody else. We are dying the fastest. That's all I can say. And that's why we target us. And we also know that when Black women walk, things change. We know down through history that anytime Black women get involved with things, Montgomery bus boycott have shown us that they were leaders in that. The women's prohibition rights, even when it came to some of the Voting Rights Act, all the things, women have been the leading pushers of it. And so we have to get involved in saving ourselves and not asking for permission to do things. And so that's why we target us. We set out to make it our goal to make sure that we are well taken care of. But that doesn't exclude that people can join us and support us and be a part of us. We welcome anyone, and everyone is welcome to be a part of us.
So how do you get people to get involved and start doing this? You know, and one side note I want to stop that. I think it's like you said, it's interesting you say 30 minutes because I think that's most time what the doctors say. It's like 30 minutes. You'll be surprised walking 30 minutes. I don't have to take a poll of it. I think you can almost do good 4,000, 5,000 steps.
Yeah.
So
CDC.
I'll defer to Renata on that one.
Oh, sorry about that for a second. The CDC recommends 30 minutes of activity a day, 5 days a week. 150 minutes a week is all it takes to form life-saving habits. And so we feel like if that's our baseline, if that's where we start, if that's the most accessible thing you can do, is to put on your shoes and walk 15 minutes out your front door and then 15 minutes back. We want to make things low effort. You don't need to get in your car and drive 2 hours to go to the prettiest, most scenic park. We know people like to put on for the gram and for social media, you know, because it's inspiring, right? Like if I took a picture of a sunrise on this beautiful cliff with this amazing scenery, it's inspiring, but is it realistic? Does everybody have time to get up every day, drive all the way to that place, hike up there, and then take, you know, these amazing photos? That's not going to be realistic every day. But what is realistic is walking 15 minutes out of your front door, walk in your community. And since I'm walking anyway, why don't I knock on my neighbor's door and ask her, does she want to walk with me too? You know, why don't I call my best friend who lives in another state? We're not, you know, we don't live near each other, but this is 30 minutes out of our day that we can dedicate to ourselves, dedicate to our better health, not just our physical health, but our mental health as well. And then, you know, I call her, we're talking on the phone. Before you know it, 30 minutes has gone by like that. It's so low effort. It's so low effort. And once you build this habit, it's going to be something that you can't live without. It's going to be, how you look forward to either starting your day, ending your day, or in my case, my previous job, it was my midday because those people at my last job, they were stressing. So in order to not catch a charge, I might need to switch out my work shoes and put on these sneakers and go on out and walk this parking lot or go walk down the street, process my thoughts, regulate my emotions, regulate my breathing, all of that. There's so many benefits to walking. And I think that sometimes we focus on, oh my gosh, well, what's going to burn the most calories or what's going to, get me shaped and sculpted. And it's not even about that. It's not about that. It's about your heart health. It's about your mental health. And it's about community and solidarity. So just real quick too, when Cynthia was answering about why it's for Black women, and we do include other people. Yes, we do. But this is a sacred space for Black women. It's a sacred space where we can give ourselves that permission to, stop producing. We're always go, go, go. And we're always thinking about the next thing that needs to be done. This is a moment where you can just go outside and breathe. Have you noticed what's in your community? Have you noticed the trees or the lack thereof? If your community is lacking trees, why? Have you noticed the green space? I know Forte is really big with plants and flowers. Have you noticed them? Have you stopped and really paid attention to them? Like, give yourself permission for 30 minutes out of 24 hours to not have to always be doing. Take off that cape. We don't have to be superheroes.
And one thing I want to add too is that I know a lot of people are thinking, well, and in my personal opinion, there's a difference. Walking 30 minutes outside versus walking 30 minutes on a treadmill. Because when you walk outside, like you said, it's other things, but it's a little bit more. I promise anybody, 30 minutes walking around outside, you're going to be a little bit more exhausted and somewhat tired than 30 minutes on a treadmill because you just rolling. So,
well, and Jarvis, I'm sorry, go ahead,
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say another thing with that. We talking about our physical health, but we also work with our mental health. So walking outside gives you that time with nature, give you that time just to walk and breathe in fresh air and not being inside. I know sometimes our lives do not provide us that opportunity to just be outside, but when we can, we need to. Science even tells us about being out in nature and how it helps us live longer, and it creates a better health environment for us. So we're talking about physical, yes, but also our mental health. We need that. We need to be outside, walking, engaging, and trying to come out. We were in COVID for 3 years, right? Stuck in the house. We could not do those things. So now being able to be out and walk and breathe in fresh air and move our bodies, get our hearts regulated, like that makes a total difference of how a person even feels. So that's one of our main things too.
And not to mention the vitamin D. Literally, I found out last year when I had to go to the doctor because I was feeling like a Mack truck had run over me for the most part, tired, exhausted, and I was walking, but I walked. My team name is 4 Dark 30 because we walk at 4:30 a.m. every morning, and so. Yeah, so I'm getting my exercise in. So don't think I'm not doing it, but I was getting tired. But so guess what? No, that means I'm not getting any sunlight, and I'm still in the day, even though I'm outside in the day, but I wasn't getting sunlight. So I was lacking my vitamin D. I was vitamin D deficient. Not only vitamin D deficient, but vitamin B deficient as well. So nutrition plays a part in it too. So exercise and nutrition. You have to make sure that you are getting your what you're eating correctly as well as exercising, and so or getting sunlight, taking opportunities to actually get some sun, get outdoors, fresh air and sunlight. It makes a difference. But I learned that for my own self, but GirlTrek helped me to learn that because last year that was they literally encouraged everyone to get in the best shape of your life, and that means take the time to find out what that means for you. They encourage everyone to go to your doctors, go get all your physical health appointments, to go get checked out, things that we probably wouldn't think to get checked out. And don't be afraid to go find out what the numbers are. So they encourage everybody nationwide to go do these things. And how they do this, because they do these phone calls, and you call and you listen to Morgan and Vanessa while you're walking, you're talking. They do these Black History boot camps. They do all these wonderful things, and they're talking, and you can listen. You're like, oh, okay, I need to go do that. And it's like, oh, I didn't think about that. Let me go do that. And you do it, and you learn about your own self. Like, oh my God, I didn't know this was happening. And you empowered, because guess what? Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. Then you have more power to be, you're informed to make a better choice. Like right now, currently, we're doing the liberation line leading up to the elections. Every Saturday morning, Girl Trekkers are able to get on the power on the liberation line and be empowered to learn about issues that are affecting us as Black women. We have talked about what are some of the things we talked about? Environmental injustices, food injustices,
Maternal
y'all
health.
help me.
Yeah, we talked about maternal health. We talk about our mental health. We make sure that we're aware of the issues that are coming up for these elections and things that you should be looking for within your community. The issues that you care about, make sure that the people you elect care about them as well. And then also, what are the resources available to support those causes?
And who are the people in your communities that are working on those causes, and how you can support them, either financially, time, talent, and resources in your communities.
So in addition to that, is there any other events coming up that you all are doing?
Oh, absolutely. Nationwide, starting, y'all be listening out and looking out for in October. Starting in October, we have the whole season of gratitude coming up. Now, you got to sign up at girltrek.org. You have to sign up at girltrek.org to start getting the emails. And every Friday they release what they call Friday Fires, and you get an update on everything that's happening, and you opt in to either get the emails for whatever the upcoming campaign or whatever it is, so you won't be bombarded with all the emails. Only the emails for that particular campaign, or text messages, so that you can get text messages around what those campaigns are. But the season of gratitude that's coming up will be a prayer trek, meaning a day of prayer visual, kicking off a 21-day prayer boot camp leading into Thanksgiving week and boot family 5K. What we call every year, we encourage families. Every year we start a new family tradition. We don't go Black Friday shopping. So the day after Thanksgiving, we encourage families to go and do a walk, their own family walks. I mean, and we've had some that do whole family reunions and get out and get their whole shirts. They do bibs, they do the medals, everything. And we have shirts that, they can purchase very nominal fee. They can put their names on the back of them, everything, but do this together in their communities, in their neighborhoods as a family, and do a 5K or a turkey trot or however you want to do it. But all of this is all together. So start off in the beginning as a family with the prayer, get on the lines, and as the boot camp goes forth, learn Black history facts, pray, and then end up with the Black Family 5K.
I feel like
okay. To add locally, every area kind of does something different. So we would be remiss to not talk about like specifics for Chastity's area and also Renata. In particular for Birmingham, I have been interacting, and just across the state of Alabama, usually folks list their walk information in a couple of places. Number one, the Facebook groups. So for the state of Alabama, we have the Birmingham group, we have Huntsville now, we have Montgomery, and also Mobile County. So you're going to have local trekkers listed. Hey, I'm going out to walk this weekend. The main platform, however, for GirlTrek and the walks is to be listed on Mobilize. So you can go on Mobilize and look for walks that are actually happening in the area. Primarily with Birmingham, I'm new to the scene. As you all have heard in the intros, I'm the baby of the group. So we are reconvening monthly at Railroad Park for Meet Your Crew, so we can, get to meet other local folks. But folks prior to me had been walking for years, 10 years ago. But every city, every area is a little bit different. But it's also just as simple as call a friend or a neighbor and say, will you go outside and take a walk with me? But local, Mobilize once a month. And we'll hear from Chastity and Renata because they always doing something in those places.
So I'll say mobilize with Chastity, with Forte just referenced. Go to the girltrek.org website, click on map. When you click on map, you put in your zip code. That's going to take you to our event hosting site, which is Mobilize. So when you go to that website, you put your zip code in, it will tell you every single thing that's happening in your area within a certain radius of your zip code. If you're visiting, you're traveling, say you're going to be in California, put in the zip code where you're going to be visiting. You can find a GirlTrek event that's happening. What we do have coming up, and that's ongoing right now, we have what's called the Rendezvous Point. And those are national events. They're joy events. So we are going to events like festivals and concerts and large gatherings that are centered around Black culture. This weekend, for instance, the Sunday, the 29th, there is the historic Sweet Auburn Street Festival. It's going to be here in Atlanta. So Girl Trekkers are going to meet up. We're going to take a 2-mile walk to the festival and hang out with each other in sisterhood, just in fellowship and enjoy each other's company. So we do more than just walk. We have so many different opportunities for bonding and for gathering together in sisterhood. But the rendezvous points, the biggest one that's coming up is going to be October 26th, also here in Atlanta. And that is our National Sunrise Rally. That's going to be an amazing time. We are, how many people, Miss Cynthia? 1,000?
1,000.
Oh, wow.
Black women. Yes, 1,000 Black women rallying here in Atlanta. It's a joy and justice event. We want you to come out. We want you to be engaged and connected with all things GirlTrek. Our co-founders, Morgan and Vanessa, will be there. It's a big, exciting, huge weekend and multitude of Black events happening throughout the city of Atlanta that weekend. So like Forte said, your best bet, either get connected on the Facebook groups or go to girltrek.org, click on map, and you will see all the events that we have listed. And I think the biggest thing, because we're volunteer led, if you don't see an event that fits your schedule, if you don't see an event that fits your taste or your interest, lead an event, create an event.
That's right.
GirlTrek volunteers are empowered to lead in our community. So
and contact us for resources, for materials, for information. Yes, we got you.
We'll help you to create your own event. Let's say that your community is not, mobilized or rallied around doing things like going to a festival, but y'all have something else that's particular to your area, to your community, that you can get 5 women out, 10 women out, 30 women out to do. You know what? You want to host? We are here to help you, to give you all the tools that you need to host a successful event. So yeah, there's always GirlTrek happenings every day.
And one thing I thought about too when you all was saying that earlier, I think you need to do a walk on Thanksgiving, and everybody sitting there eating. Go outside and walk that food off.
We do that here in Mississippi. Look, we do that here in Mississippi. We have a turkey. We've been doing that. Actually, we've been doing that for every year. Since 2013, actually, since I started. We've been doing a turkey trot, and we do it on Thanksgiving morning at 8:00 a.m. on Thanksgiving morning.
Oh, that's good.
And you know what? Since we know we have a large Birmingham audience, I would be remiss to not say there is probably a walk going on and a run on Thanksgiving here that GirlTrekkers can join with. In Ensley, 5K, Jerry Haslam, the health educator, runs Birmingham. So if y'all want to walk GirlTrek, let's go out. But that's a great idea, Jarvis, to walk off some of that Thanksgiving stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So,
That's
I,
our Black Day.
yeah, I'm telling you, that's the best time to walk. I'm telling you, got that food heavy on you with the dressing and cranberry and turkey and everything. Just walk that thing off. And I tell people this too. I know this may be too much. It helps in digestive health too, people.
It
You,
does.
you do that walk. This is going to help digestively.
Oh, yes.
Then a glass of water. Before we end, I just want to lighten up a little bit. What has been entertaining? Um, Two questions I want to ask round robin style to everybody is: what's been your favorite place to walk, and what's been the funniest thing to happen doing a walk? Any of you all's walk?
Okay. My favorite place to walk in Atlanta is the Beltline. So we have a Beltline that runs through the city. I particularly the East Side Beltline because we have a trucker here. Her name is Andrea. She leads these walks that are phenomenal. She tells you the history, the Black history of the area. She talks about the murals that you see, and then just like all the little things that you would not know about the city. I've lived here for years. Every time I go out and walk with this group, I learn something new. Something funny that happens on, I mean, it's funny because we funny. We Black women, we always laughing. We always I think one of the funniest things that has ever happened was we got followed by a group of men who saw our shirts and it was like, well, what about the men? How come it's girl trek? Why is not man trek? Why is not this? Why is not that? And so it was funny because it led to all these conversations. And they, low key, they were harassing us, but then it ended up really just being an opportunity
Okay.
for them to, support Black women, and tell us that they were going to come out and walk too. And they actually decided they were going to continue to walk with us because they said y'all need to be safe. So it was funny, but it also, it just made me feel really good having Black men out here supporting and watching over us.
And it's so funny because that's literally what I was going to talk about with being like one of the funniest things. I'll start there first, but mainly like when people see us and they actually two things. They identify the blue shirts, so they'll holler out the windows or wherever they are, GirlTrek, like they're engaging with us. But then also the ones that don't know and they see all of these blue shirts, they will stop you, like stop their cars, blow horns, whatever, and ask like, well, what is GirlTrek? What are y'all doing? Y'all just out here walking. And it's funny because it does create conversation. It also creates community relationships, like what Renata just said. So it can be some of the funniest times that you would ever see, just on a simple walk. One of my favorite places to walk, well, I'm not going to say one. Some of my favorite places to walk is any national Black park. Like I want to get that history because that's what GirlTrek, we thrive off of Black history. So anywhere I can walk and learn about what Black people have done, what we are doing, those are the places I like to walk.
So I would say for me, my favorite place now is Montgomery. I have literally fell in love with Montgomery, where our headquarters is, our southern headquarters, and Montgomery, Alabama, is just a beautiful place, and the river walk and downtown and all around and up to Bricklayers Hall, and I mean, and I have walked that whole city and around and around and I still don't think I've seen it all. So every time I go, I can continue to walk there. So that's now have become one of my favorite places to walk. And I agree with Chastity because of my learning and because they have all of the marquees and you can read and just so much rich history and just the foundation of us as a nation. And I don't know, I enjoyed when I even went to Washington, D.C. This last time, but it still didn't compare to Montgomery. I had to say it was just really nice. So that was one of my favorite places to walk. But the funniest thing I'm gonna say what happened even just literally this morning on the pavement, because we have a faithful trekker. And when I say a faithful, she is a faithful trekker. And so this morning, she wasn't there. And so, of course, you know, with GirlTrek, we leave no woman behind. And so, of course, we hadn't heard from her. And so, and we know she lives alone and she's an older woman. And so they went to, they sent the what did they say? The search and rescue reconnaissance mission out. They sent someone to her home, but they went to the wrong home.
Oh.
And so anyway, they got it straight. She came on out to the pavement. She just had overslept. So that's the good thing about it. But before she, you know, actually got there, then the other ladies was like, but did you tell the other lady to open the door about GirlTrek?
Oh, man.
And they were like, well, no, we ain't telling nobody about no GirlTrek at 4:30 in the morning. I said, well, I tell you what, we're going to get her a nice care package together, and we're going to apologize for knocking on her door at 4:30 in the morning. And let her know why we were knocking on her door at 4:30 in the morning, you know, cause we was checking on our sister, because we believe in no sister left behind. But then we also said, don't come knocking on our door if we ain't here in the morning. You know, but it was just funny to all of us on the pavement. That was the funniest thing that we had. Like, oh my God, y'all went and found her and she was just asleep.
Oh,
But
wow.
yeah, so that was funny to us.
Wow. So, Jarvis, before we close out, we got to hear their superhero names after I share my two little bits. So I'm Fun Forte. So I would say my favorite place to walk, besides the Atlanta Beltline, because I did get the experience with that. And Andrea is just like Arthur. She is a great hostess, crew leader, whatever. It was great. But my favorite place to walk is always the next walk. For me, being involved with GirlTrek officially just since March with the member meeting, every time I went out to walk, every experience is different. I meet somebody different, I feel something different, and I see different. So the next walk is the best walk because it's never the same. And that's what I truly enjoy about GirlTrek, is getting out and going to that next event because it's always different. And I will say funny, okay, I love pictures. I love taking pictures. So to me, when you go to a walk and you're out, it's always going to be some of us that literally have to readjust our crown before the picture. We have to like reapply makeup. For those of you that don't wear makeup, it's not funny. But when you are out on the pavement and you see some of us pull out our powder puff, literally, I keep a powder puff on my Camelback, and I am going to touch up and I'm gonna have my lipstick on. And I've had friends that even have to take their pants out and readjust their hair because they are ready for that moment. So I love capturing the moments. And to me, that's always great, is to see Black women in their best element and represent on those pictures. And even one other part, the Victory Bridge.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes, 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 yes. Yes. You know what?
So that was fun, Forte sharing.
Forte.
So what's the superhuman name? Or
That was-
I apologize. What you was gonna say?
Oh,
No,
yeah.
no, go ahead.
Their superhero names. Yeah, share this, y'all superhero names. What are they?
Oh, so mine's is Sensational Cynthia, and the superhero names, because Black women, we encourage you to find that superhero power, like identify a name, your name, that adjective that describes you, your power, something that is that describes you, that starts with the first letter of your name, adjective that describes your power. And so and for me, it's not the same actually, because mine starts with a C, but it sounds like the same. So mine is Sensational Cynthia. But I was going to say about the pictures too. Sometimes when women come out on that pavement, they don't want to be in pictures. They don't like themselves. They don't they haven't identified who they are. They don't even know their superhero names. They don't, so they really are take a really back seat. They're in the back of the picture and all that. And I love the day. I love the day when all of a sudden they want to be in the front, and all of a sudden they are the ones, they are like you just said, they're adjusting themselves, and they're gonna take the selfie. They out front and like, oh my God, oh so and so, you taking the selfie today? Oh, so and so, and they got their superhero name together because something has transformed on that pavement. And one of the other things we like to say is whatever happens on the pavement stays on the pavement. So the transformation happens. All the secrets that they poured out there stays on the pavement. So whatever they said, those secrets, we don't take it nowhere, and we don't, we honor the silence. So if they are not there, we don't speak to their story. We let them tell their own stories. But once I tell you, we see the transformation. We see it. We see it. And when they come out off that pavement, it's like, oh my God. And you see it. You see the joy in their eyes. You see the sparkle in their faces. You see the glow. You see you see it. You see it. And we call it the GirlTrek glow.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, ladies, for coming on up. Miss anybody?
Get their superhero names.
Yeah. What was yours, Renata?
Renata, go ahead.
So mine always changes. I've been a trekker for 10 years. My name changes because, seasons change, right? So right now, the season I'm in, it's rah, rah, Renata. I'm always cheering for all my sisters. So I'm going to be the one that's out there cheering you on, supporting you, making sure that you feel loved.
And mine used to change all the time. I finally locked in on one. I think I've been consistent for about a year now.
Okay.
Chosen. I've been chosen for a time, which is this.
Amen.
Okay, well, thank you, ladies, for coming on. Congratulations. I think, like you said, I think this is a really great initiative. And if anything, it does build community. And at the same way, I tell people, it gets at the thing where we got to take care of our health. And you just start off the most simplest thing. And it doesn't cost you a thing. It's just your 2 legs. Only thing you have to do is just commit the time to doing it. So thank you all for watching. Please check out what'shappenedbirmingham.com for more interviews. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I got audio version of this on Apple Podcasts. I'm on TikTok, everybody. It happened to be Ham. So thank you all again. Have a great day. And everybody, let's get out and walk 30 minutes.
Thank
Bye-bye,
you.
everybody.
Join girltrek.org.
Yes.
Yeah, and do a victory formation one more time for me.
Woo-woo.
All right. All right. Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching the What's Happening Birmingham video podcast. Please check out our website, app, or subscribe to our YouTube channel for the latest videos today.